Hey, what's up, church? I just want to do a quick video, and I do mean quick, um, because it was a little bit of a busy week and schedule. So I just want to leave you with something that's a blessing. That's been something that has blessed me and my endeavors and my walk and my life, and the details of my life and the different states of my life. What do I mean? What I mean by that, the state of being a Christian, of being a husband, of being a father, of being an employee, of being a pastor, a friend, a brother, a colleague, and it's this idea, or this, what I would say, this biblical reality of pursuing excellence in all that we do. Now, if you've seen my construction work, if you've seen me try to do drywall, if you've seen me do some of that stuff, you say, do you really pursue excellence? I do, but I also know my own limitations. I'm not going to be a perfectionist in things that I'm not all that great at. That's also me pursuing excellence. It's me doing it to the best of my ability, because those who are sometimes perfectionists are their throttle is hindered. They're so consumed, they're overtaken, they're arrested, they're like in a straitjacket due to their perfection. And since they're perfectionists, they actually don't achieve anything, because hardly anything gets done. So we don't want to be perfectionists for the sake of perfectionism. I don't mean sinless perfectionism, I mean perfection in the craft, but we do want to be excellent in our crafts. And where we aren't excellent, we should be seeking to build, seeking to grow up, seeking to mature in all things. So, back to my example of construction, you might say, do you really pursue excellence? And I would say, yes, to the best of my ability, I do. And I hope that next time that I do it, guess what? I hope it's a little bit better. We learn by doing, but we don't learn absent of doing, nor do we only do something excellent when it's absolutely perfect. The first time you do something will not be as good as you doing it for 10 years, for 10,000 hours, not when you have mastery over that thing. So, all that to say, Christians should pursue excellence in their craft. In whatever station they are in, they should pursue excellence as Christians in who they are in Christ, and how they approach Bible study, and how they approach prayer. They should seek to be excellent in those things. They should seek to be excellent men and excellent women, and what it means to be a biblical man and a biblical woman. They should seek to be excellent husbands in their craft of husbandry, and their craft of being a wife and a helper. You should seek to be the best brother, the best sister, the best colleague that you can be. And we should pursue excellence in those things, because it's not just crafts or skills or trades that we can be excellent in. It's actually also relationships. It's devotion. It's doctrine. Our theology should be a theology that's excellent, that we are trying to master, as it were, because we want to behold our God. So we need to pursue excellence, not just in our craft, but also excellence in our relationships, and in our identity being in Christ. That's why the Bible could say things like this. Listen to this verse, Ecclesiastes 9:10. Whatever your hand finds to do, truly do it with all your might, for there is no activity or planning or knowledge or wisdom in Sheol, where you are going. It could say that, but then it also could say this in Philippians 1. And this I pray, that your love may abound, excel still more and more in real knowledge and all discernment. Or how about 2 Corinthians 8 verse 7? But as you excel in everything, in faith, in speech, in knowledge, in all eagerness, and in love forms us that is in you, make sure that you excel in every act of kindness as well. So you see, there's an excelling and pursuing excellence in our love, in our relationships, in our knowledge, in our faith, in our speech, and the words that we use, and the way that we communicate. This is part of Christian maturity. But a lot of Christians stop there, because remember the sacred secular divide. This is good. The sacred stuff, the faith, the knowledge, the doctrine, the relationship, that's good. Yes, seek excellence in that thing. But what I'm saying is, no, not just that, but whatever our hand finds to do. I recall that when God was going to build his temple, what did he do? He went and he sought the best workers, the best craftsmen to build his temple. Why? Because God is seeking to be excellent in all of his ways, and there is exactness, there's precision, there's beauty, there's a beauty that God has created, an order that God has created, a logical reality that God has created. So God is not just a creator of spiritual things, quote unquote, he's the creator of material things. God is the one who gives us the outlines of faith, and at the same time gives us the foundation for math, science, art. Why is it that if I scratch on this board here, that's not music, but if someone plays the piano, your ear says, ah, that's music, because God's created it. Why can you walk into a room and see beauty and then walk into a room that's messy and stinky and distorted and say, this isn't beautiful? Because God's created the element of beauty and aesthetic vision. Why can you see a construction job that says, man, someone paid attention to their craft, someone in this field is paying attention to detail? And you can go to another house and say, oh, what we would say, this is Mickey Mouse, is because there's a difference in the way that the Lord has created us to be able to behold these things. So why should Christians pursue excellence? Number one, because God is excellent. Because God is excellent in all of his ways. Because God does not go things half-heartedly. God is all in his creation. And you look at this world and you see it has order, it has beauty, it has a sense of balance to it. There's night and there's day. There's seeds that form into beautiful trees. There's the animal kingdom. There's the oceans, and you see all this beauty. Then you see the balance of things like accounting. You see the laws of things in economics, like supply and demand. All these things find their substance in God and his excellencies, his perfections. So Christians should be seeking the same thing in all of the details of our life, because we're made in his image and we're called to reflect that. And this is what it actually means for Christians to live under the lordship of Christ. We see all of life to the glory of God. So how you do anything is how you do everything. A lot of guys like Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan and Jocko Willink are picking up on this theme, but it's a biblical theme. It's actually rooted in Christianity, not in secular humanism or just this is just what works best, the zeitgeist of the day. So, Christian, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, be the best you can be at it without letting the best, quote unquote, you could be at it become a slave over you. So those are the two pitfalls, right? We want to pursue excellence. We don't want to be lazy. We don't want to be half-hearted. We don't want to not pay attention to our craft. We don't want to be known as the worst Christian plumbers, electricians, or whatever. We don't want to be sloppy. That's this pitfall. The other pitfall is we're so perfectionist that we become a slave to our own perfection, a slave to our own craft, and there's no longer that enjoyment, that glorifying God, and we become all about the show, all about the presentation, all about the craft, and we actually lose a sense of the glory of God in what we're doing. We want that middle road. We want to avoid those two ditches and say, I as a Christian, whatever my hand finds to do, whether that's private time in prayer, the scriptures, being a husband, being a wife, whatever it is, whether that's from that going over to you being a electrician, a plumber, an accountant, an analyst, a pastor, a businessman, a line worker, a warehouse guy, a stay-at-home mom, a school teacher, whatever it is, you fill in who you are, whether you're doing that, this, or the other. If you're in it, be all in, be all there, pursue excellence, try to hone in your craft and make a distinctness about your craft because you are a Christian. Whatever your niche is, whatever your state is, be all in. That's what I actually think when Christ says, oh, that they'll know you by your good works. I think an element of that, yes, is of course the love, the faith, the knowledge, the kindness, the forgiveness, all of that, yes. But I think at the same time, they'll know you by your good works, things we can see visibly, also by the way you do business, the way you interact in the marketplace, the way you speak, the way that you run your business, your business affairs, the way that you report to work, the way that you draw, the way that you build, the way that you construct. All I'm trying to say is Christian, there's no realm where Christ does not care about. So in all realms, in all marketplaces, in every station, in every detail, seek to be excellent and never give way to this lazy sluggard that wants to resurface in your life. Be excellent to the glory of Christ, and I'll show you that in and of itself in your day-to-day life will be transformative. Don't become a slave to your perfection, but don't become sloppy in your sluggishness. No, stay that middle path. Be excellent in all things for the glory of Christ and boast in his greatness.